modal verbs past. Last time we did modal verbs for present and future. This time, let's talk about past. So when we say past, what modal verbs come to mind? Marina? Modal verb. Modal verbs for the past. What verbs come to mind? Okay, so you can see here, page, what page is it? 81. Had to, must have. Must have, sorry. Had to, must have, should have, ought to have, could, may have, might have, must have, can't have, would not, would have, need have, didn't need to, and so on. So let's see what are the differences and how to use them properly. So had to and must have. Had to is the past form of must. It refers to a past obligation. So if I say I must go to work every day, it means like I have to do it right now, right? But let's say you are a 95-year-old and you're thinking about the time when you had to go, right? You had to go to work. So how do you remember that? How do you remember your past obligations? Do you use must?
No.
You use had to. So when I was young, I had to go to kindergarten. Huh? What do you think?
Yes.
So I'm late. I had to post some letters. So I'm late. So I didn't come to something on time. So you are asking me, you're looking at me and saying, "Oh, why didn't you come on time?" And I say, "What? I had to do something. I had to post some letters." The negative form is didn't have to. If you had no obligation, and it refers to an absence of obligation, not that you must not do in the past. Do you understand? So what's the difference between this? If you say didn't have to, you had a two option. If you say I must not to do something, you're saying you have an obligation not to do something. Okay, there are differences here. Must have refers to past certainty. Okay, must have talks about certainty. So you're going to do it. Okay, but didn't have to, it's an absence of obligation. So you don't have to. So it's not your obligation. You're not obliged to do something. So you can do it, or you can either do it or not do it. So should have, on the other hand, or ought to have, where should appears, ought to is also possible. So if you say I should, expectation, in the expectation form, should have to refers to something which was supposed to happen. The parcel I sent you should have arrived by now. Let's say I gave you essay as a homework last time, and you had to write an essay for this lesson. So what do I say? You should have written your essays today, right? Essaylarni yozib bo'lgan bo'lishlaring kerak bugun. Boshlayman, ha? All right. So let me just do internet. No. Okay. So then, okay, so we're talking about should have. So the parcel I sent you should have arrived by now. So because I said I have sent the parcel already, now I'm expecting it. So you should have arrived, yeah, right? Yeah. You should have written your essay. You should have opened this book because we're already in the middle of first page, right? You should have opened it. You should, because the thing that you had to do is in the past, and until this time I'm expecting. Okay, you're supposed to, or you're supposed to have opened that book. So you should have opened that book. Criticism of an action. You shouldn't have eaten so much last night. You are feeling not well, and I say you shouldn't have eaten so much last night, or you shouldn't have, let's say, stopped writing essays. Should have and verbs of thinking. So first we saw two uses of should have. First expectation, then criticism. Now we're talking about should have and verbs of thinking. Okay, the past form of do in the example is an unreal verb form, and should have form is used according to sequence of verb forms. See grammar 9. So should have thought, you knew. You should have thought about it. Yeah, you made the mistake, right? And I say I'm talking about you should have thought about this one. Okay.
So you are talking now.
Yes, I'm talking now, and I'm reminding you that before you do something like that, whatever you did, you should have thought about it. Okay? I should have thought. So the past form knew in the example is an unreal verb. So I should have thought, you knew. Here you're saying I had an obligation, or it was my duty to think. I was supposed to think that you knew, okay? Because you told me that you knew, maybe. So when I said, let's say, we have a lesson today, my student said, yeah, okay, I will go. I knew. And then, of course, I will think that I should have thought he knew, okay? So, with be or and adjectives describing chance. Demak, be bilan kelganda, shudlar nimani bildiradi ko'proq? It was strange that you should have been staying in the same hotel last year. Tan olish kerak, bu вообще uncommon. Lekin joy chiqib qolsa, esingizga tushib qolsa kim aytadi? Kim biladi? Balki kelib qoladi. With be demak adjectives describing chance. Demak, it was strange, sifat aytib oldi, that you should have been staying in the same hotel. Hayronman bunaqa kech kelishingizga, desam nima deyman? It was strange that you should have been late for the lesson, right? Because that person was never late. Chunki late verb emas. Tan. Yeah, you should have been coming late. Huh? It was strange. It was expected that Saudat Khan should have been arriving late because she likes to be late. Maybe. I don't know. As a polite expression of thanks on receiving a gift or favor. Shart emasdi, qo'yavering, bekor olib kelibsiz, u bu deydi-ku. Shunda nima deydi? I've done the washing up for you. So, oh, you really shouldn't have. Man, misol uchun yuzni tozalab beraman, mashinangizni yuvib beraman desa, nima deydi? Shart emas edi. Hal qilgan yo'q-ku. Shart emas edi. Demak, hozir qilgan bo'lsa ham, qilmoqchi bo'lsa ham nima qilsa bo'ladi? Pastdagidek gapiraverasiz. Okay? You shouldn't have. The intonation should be friendly, as this is not a criticism. You shouldn't have. Mas. Hech qachon qilmagin. Ota-onangga qarshilik qilmagin deganda gapirmasdan nima deyish kerak? Oh, you shouldn't have, like this. Could have. Could have refers to past possibility or uncertainty. David could have won the race if he had tried. So this is a possibility. He has an ability to do something like that. So David could have won. So let's say Uzbekistan didn't win the championship from boxing. It got second place. So let's say the team lost because of one mistake. So what would you say? They could have won if they didn't do that mistake, yeah? O'sha xatoni qilmaganda yutsa bo'lardi. Shuni olib qoldida, o'sha kuni shamol bo'lib qoldida, o'sha kuni anaqa u bir duradi, bahona qilib yutqizib qo'ygandan keyin. Shunda nima deysiz? Yeah, they could have won this the race if he hadn't done this mistake, if they hadn't done mistake, if it wasn't raining. It could have been Sue, I suppose. Sue bo'lishi mumkinmidi siz? Ha, Sue ham bo'lishi mumkin edi. Demak, ehtimollar nazariyasi. Bo'lishi mumkinmi? Ha, bo'lishi mumkin edi. Borishimiz mumkinmidi bironta joyga? Ha, borishimiz mumkin edi. We could have gone. Yeah, we could have gone. Because you're talking about uncertainty. Somebody yesterday said could is very little possibility, yeah? So uncertainty, yeah. Okay. Yeah? Couldn't have is also possible for both meanings. Ikkalasini ham biladi. Couldn't have is also possible for both meanings. I couldn't have gone there. So you could have or you could not have. Couldn't have been used with comparative adjectives. We couldn't have been happier in those days. Qani, comparative adjectivelarni qo'yilganda couldn't have ishlatiladi. Ya'ni o'zi eng deganida sami degani. We couldn't be happier in those days. For example, let's say one of my friends gave me a gift. I couldn't be happier. So you were not happier? No, it means so I was so happy. I couldn't be happier. Do you understand? So it was already the top level of happiness. So when that person gave me a gift, I couldn't be happy because I was already the happiest.
Yes. Situation couldn't be worse.
So it was already the worst.
Last time.
Yeah. Could have also expresses unwillingness. You don't want to do it, yeah? She could have gone to the party with her friends, but she didn't. So if somebody didn't do something, why didn't Shehzad not come today? Could he come? Yeah, he could come. He could have come here today. Maybe it was his unwillingness that he didn't come. We couldn't have left the dog on its own. So we didn't. So we didn't do it because we didn't want to leave the dog, right? Let's say you are having a really great conversation with one of your friends and your family calls. What do you say?
I couldn't have sleeping.
I couldn't have
left my conversation with
Yeah. I couldn't have left the conversation because I was already. So I didn't leave the conversation. Okay. So unwillingness. Yeah. No. Оставить. Yes. I couldn't have left. Yes. Вот и поэтому он говорит, I couldn't have left. Could refers to past permission or past ability. So you asked for permission in the past, or you could do something, but it was in the past. Right. When I was 16, I could stay up at late till 11 o'clock. I was allowed to, maybe, yeah. Mary could swim when she was 3. When I was 3 years old, I could lick my leg, for example. Yeah. Compare. Mary could have swum when she was 3. Bundachi. Nimaga bitta perfectda keldi? Could have swum. Qilmagan. Afsuslanish, hali tepada ko'rdik-ku, unwillingness, qila olmaslik, afsuslanish, qila olmaganlik. May have bilan might have farqi. Might have refers to past possibility which did not happen. Okay, so might have did not happen. But for example, you might have drowned. Cho'kishi mumkin edi. You might have missed the bus if you didn't come, on time. Yeah. So on. Yeah, it didn't happen. Might have and may have refer to uncertainty, like 50-50. I suppose I may have been rather critical. To'g'ri, tan olaman, o'sha kuni juda sal kritika qiluvchi bo'lib turdim, yomonlarga bo'lib turdim. Sen nima deyman? I suppose I may have been rather critical. O'sha kun juda xursandchiligim oshib ketibdi-da, o'sha nimadir qilib qo'yibman deyapti. Qana nima deydi? I suppose I may have been too happy. Yeah? So you're rather critical. Anchagina. A lot. Both can be used in the negative to express uncertainty. This might not have been received our letter yet. They might not have received our letter yet. So they did not receive it, right? Or had received it. They might not have received our letter yet. So it's uncertain. It could have been in both facts, like not happening or happening. Might have is used to express annoyance at someone's failure to do something. So there's some strong stress on the words in the underlined clause. You might have told me my trousers were split. Or might have is used to express annoyance. So aytgan bo'lishim mumkin. Shu ish qilgan bo'lishim mumkin deyapman. Nervimga tiyapsiz, asabim buzilyapti. Aka bo'lishi mumkin, lekin aytmagandirsan demoqchiman-da, tushunyapsizmi? Somebody who didn't send homework to the Telegram group might have warned me. Shehzod might have warned us about not coming to the play. Might not. Maybe he didn't. You understand? I am annoyed by saying, "Oh, I told you." Yeah, you might have told me, but you might not have told me. Maybe I might have forgotten. I might have forgotten.
You might have talked about our exam last night.
Yeah. So, what's happening here? So you are mocking the person who said this sentence, and you are saying it second time, probably. Okay. This is very super small mini usage of this word, of this formula, but done correctly, it will increase your score. Yeah. I might have known, or plus word is an idiom by which the speaker expresses ironically that an action was typical of someone else. Bilardim o'shanda shunaqa bo'lishini, siz nima deysiz? I might have known that he would be late. I might have known that Shehzod would not come, right? It was Jack who broke the vase. I might have known. Bilardim o'zi shunaqaligini. Bunda biladigan gapingizni ayting, doim o'zi kutgan narsangizni bitta aytib oling. Nima bo'lsa. Chunki pasayam broke qilib yuradi.
I might have known that Rahana will get 9.
Bugun issiq bo'lishini bilardim, deychi.
I might have known the weather would be hot.
Tan olaylik, speakingda ishlatgisi kelib ketyapti juda ham. Must have, can't have. These refer to the speaker's certainty about the past action. So you are certain now. It's not uncertain like could have emas, might have emas. Nima bular? You're certain. You almost know it that it had happened. Someone must have taken. Ha, kimdir olib qo'yibdi-da, kimdir sindiribdi-da, kimdir eshikni ochibdi-da, devoring. Somebody must have opened it. Somebody bitta narsa qarasangiz, yangi narsa oldingiz, nimadir? Shokolad oldingiz, bunday ochilgan, yarim ishlanganga o'xshab turibdi. Nima deysiz? Ha, chunki aniqda, shunaqa ochilgan, yarim ishlangan kelishi mumkin emas u magazindan. Shuni aytyapsiz. Nima deysiz? Someone must have eaten it or opened it. You can't have lost it. Yo'qotmagan bo'lsang kerak, deyapsiz. Chunki aniq shu narsa yo'qotmagan, qo'lida turgandir-a. Chunki halingda ko'rgandirsiz bu narsani. Telefonimni yo'qotib qo'ydim-da, sizga telefon qilyapman o'zim nomerdan. Interesting. Nima deysiz? Why? Sir? Because you are talking on it, this is. Qilpush deydi. Modal verbs 12 deysiz. Okay deydi. Qo'yib qo'ying. Both can also be used with surely in explanation. Ikkalasida ham surely so'zi bilan shunaqa bo'lgandir deyishda bu surely. Surely you can't have eaten all of it. Hammasini yeb qo'ymagandirsan. Happy birthday degan tortib bordi-yu, ha, shuni yeb qo'ydim deyapti. Yoki to'rtta pitsa aytdim, hammasini yeb qo'ydim deyapti. Nima deysiz? Surely you can't have it. Can't bilan surely ga beriladi. Surely nechta so'ziladi? Can't-da, o'sha can't deb so'ziladi. Surely you can't have eaten all of it. Surely you must have all of it, yeah. All of it, yeah. All good. Surely you must have noticed it. Ko'rgandirsan, yozuvdi, qanaqadir belgini ko'rish kerak edi-da u. Nima deysiz? Surely you must have noticed it, seen it, yeah. Would not. This expression an unwillingness in the past. O'shanaqa qilmasdi, qo'yolmasdi, bunaqa qilmasdi, bunaqa qilmasdi. Hech vazifa jo'natmasdi, biz bilan bitta o'qigan bala bor edi. Hech vazifa jo'natmasdi demoqchiman. Nima deyman? So everyone was angry because Sam wouldn't turn off the television. He was the master. Wouldn't turn off. It's not like a continuous action. He didn't do it once. Okay? Used to go shash, yeah. Not got used to or something. Used to the border demoqchisiz. All right. So when I was 5 years old, davom etamiz.
When I was 5 years old, I wouldn't go swimming.
Yeah. So I didn't want it, yeah. Would have. Would have can refer to events in the past which did not actually happen. Would have shuna bo'lishi mumkin edi deyapman. He could have could have ham shunaqa qilsa bo'lar ekan, imkoniyatni qo'ldan boy berdi ma'nosida. Would have qilsa bo'lardi. He would have learned the modal verbs in the past with us, right?
Yes.
I would have accepted this job, but I didn't want to move house. Shu ishga kirib olgan bo'lardim, biroz uyga ko'chishim kelmadi. Assumptions about the past are also possible with would have. Taxmin qilish, mana bo'lgan bo'lardi, mana bo'lgan bo'lardi. Holocha o'tirsa nima deymiz? Someone called you after you left, but I didn't leave a message. But didn't leave a message. So, that would have been Kathy probably. Okay? Someone drank your Coca-Cola. If you're living if two people are living in one house, you would say what? My roommate would have drunk it, right? Would have drunk it. Look at how you're saying would have instead of would drunk it or could drink it, might drink it, yeah? This is assumption. You're thinking about it and guessing. Needn't have to and didn't need to. Juda men sevgan film, mana shu hamma adashadi. Needn't have done refers to an unnecessary action which was actually done. So something was there, something already happened, but it should not have happened. Qilmasligiga kerak bo'lgan ish bo'lib qoldi. You didn't have paid at all once. Hammasini bitta to'lamaslik kerak-da, sen bitta to'lab olibsan. You didn't You needn't have paid. Didn't need to refers to unnecessary action which was not done. Nima farqi bor? Endi needn't have done the actually didn't happen, but didn't have to the it did not happen. Okay? I didn't need to go to the dentist again. Boshim kerak emas edi. Chunki bormadim-da. Tushunasizmi? Nima bormading kecha deyapsiz. Ha, boshim shart emas-da. O'sha tugadi-da, o'sha ishga borgan ishim tugadi. Sen nima deyman? I didn't have to go, ha? Yo'q. Rayhona. Not done. Didn't need to go. Mana, ishga borgan kunim tugagan. Hamma ishimni qilib bo'lganman. Ishga borgan ishim yo'q. Dentistga borgan ishim yo'q. Nima deyman? I didn't need to go. Why didn't you go, deng? Savol ham berolmaymiz, hozir ko'rasizmi? Why didn't you go? It says, I didn't need to go. So why? So I already finished my dental appointment. Deyman-da. Why didn't you take Ielts? Ha, olib bo'lganman-ku, deysiz-da. Nima deysiz? Nima deysiz? Shunda olib bo'lgan bo'lsiz. 5 yildan keyin so'rayapti. Ielts topshirmaysanmi? Sen nima deysiz?
I didn't do it.
Why? So because I had already taken it.
I wrote 10 essays after exam. I wrote it and I will use. Oh, I needn't have to written that.
She did it, but yeah, she didn't want it. Yeah. Why did she write essays after taking Ielts? Yeah. And especially if she didn't have to take. Oh, she didn't have to. If she didn't have to take the exam, which she didn't. She didn't have to take the exam. So, but she is writing essay. She got the score she wanted. She was after, yeah. But she's still, practicing writing. What do we say to her?
You didn't have to.
Yeah, you didn't have to write essays. Why are you writing essays, Dimza? In the Qachon you needn't have paid. You needn't have done something. Qachon? Masalan, sizga hech kim buni ishni qilib qo'ying demadi, o'rtag'izga boradingiz, uyni tozalab ketdingiz, masalan, birdaniga yo bir narsalar qilib ketdingiz, shuni qilib ketib qoldingiz. Ha. Bajarib bo'ldingiz. Ha? Qilgan, lekin qilish shart emas edi. Shart emas edi, o'rtaq nima qilarding deyapti. Nima deysiz? You didn't have, clean this.
Clean it.
Yeah. So okay, this. Because I want to be a good friend, type. Adverbs and modals. Adverbs such as well, easily, obviously, really, just, shunaqangi adverblar, ravishlar bor-ku, narrationlar are often used to emphasize modal expressions in both present and past. Demak, ularning maqsadi nima ekan? Modalni expressionini nima emphasize qiladi, kuchaytirib beradi. Hozirgi zamon bilan o'tgan zamonmi? Mana, you could easily have been killed. Aniq bo'larding agar, masalan, deyapti. Demak, xavfli ish qilibdi-da. Masalan, haligi sinib ketayotgan ko'prikdan o'tib ketibsiz. Nima deyman? You could easily have been killed. I might well decide to come. Balki decide qilarman kelishga. I might well decide to come. She obviously must have left. Chunki masalan, oyoq kiyimi ham qolmagan, ketdim deb yozib qo'ygan. Misol uchun nima deysiz? She obviously must have left, right? Shehzod obviously must have done something else, right? Because he's not here. You couldn't really have managed it without me. Men siz aniq o'lib ketardingiz, hech narsa qilolmasdingiz. Siz nima deysiz? Ielts natija yutdim, bunaqa bo'ldi, siz sekin Madina telefondan javob beryapti. Если еще modal verbs 12-unitdan qarab olasan-u, you couldn't really have managed without me deyapti. I might just take you up on that. Hali shu gapingni o'sha olaman qarab tur. Siz nima deyman?
I must just take you up on that.
Yeah.